What if everything we know about the origin of human civilization is wrong? What if the timeline of human progress isn't a straight line, but a series of forgotten peaks and valleys? Modern archaeology suggests a slow, linear climb from primitive hunter-gatherers to the masters of the machine age. But beneath the sands, in the depths of the ocean, and deep within the jungle, we are finding artifacts that tell a different, more complex story. Fragments of a lost brilliance that shouldn't exist according to our history books. We are taught that we are the peak of human achievement, the most advanced version of our species to ever walk the earth. But these discoveries whisper otherwise. They speak of a world where technology and spirit were one, a world where the impossible was made manifest in bronze and stone. What if we are not the first masters of this planet, but merely the latest? What if our history is a cycle of amnesia and rediscovery, and we are only now starting to remember, from impossible machines found in 2,000-year-old shipwrecks, to unexplained monuments built with a precision that would challenge even our modern lasers? We are discovering artifacts that defy the very laws of history we've been taught for centuries. These are the anomalies that the textbooks often ignore, secrets hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right moment and the right technology to be revealed to a world that isn't yet ready to see them. They are the cracks in the narrative, the evidence that our ancestors were far more than they seem. Today, we peel back the layers of time to confront the evidence. We will look into the eyes of the silent sentinels, touch the gears of an ancient cosmos, and descend into the cities of the dark. We are searching for the truth of our origins, a truth that has been buried by time, neglected by science, and preserved only in myth and stone. Prepare yourself, for the journey is deep and the implications are world-shaking. Welcome to the Forbidden Archive of Human History. Today, we journey into the heart of the unknown, traveling to every corner of the globe to investigate the anomalies that shouldn't exist. We will uncover the 11 ancient discoveries that continue to baffle the greatest minds of our modern age, scientific and architectural mysteries that defy explanation, and yet they stand as silent witnesses to a past far more advanced than we ever dared to imagine. From the mechanical heart of Greece to the stone puzzles of the Andes, we will trace the echoes of a lost high-tech world. We will ask the questions that mainstream history avoids: how, why, and who. These 11 discoveries are the keys to a locked door, and today, we attempt to turn them. This is not just a study of artifacts, it is a study of our own potential, a reflection of what we once were and what we might have forgotten. The journey begins now. These are the 11 ancient discoveries that defy all explanation. Prepare to question everything. The first key lies at the bottom of the sea. Our journey begins in 1901, off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. Divers searching for sponges stumbled upon a treasure that would rewrite history. A lump of calcified bronze encrusted with sea growth. But inside this 2,000-year-old artifact lay a mechanical heart centuries ahead of its time. This is the Antikythera Mechanism. Recent CT scans have revealed a forest of up to 69 gears, working in perfect harmony. It wasn't just a clock. It was a cosmic computer. A device capable of modeling the movements of the 5 known planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, using complex epicyclic gearing. It could track the Saros cycle of eclipses and the Metonic lunar cycle with terrifying accuracy. A rotating black and silver ball even represented the moon's phases. For over 1,500 years, nothing like it would appear again in human history. How did the ancient Greeks possess the genius to build such a device? The knowledge seems to have vanished into the abyss of time, leaving only this corroded masterpiece as a witness to a lost era of high technology. Who were the master craftsmen of Rhodes who cut these gears? And why was this knowledge allowed to fade into the Dark Ages? The Antikythera Mechanism isn't just a machine. It's a message from a past far more advanced than we ever imagined. It suggests that the roots of our modern technology reach deeper into the soil of time than we ever dared to look. It is the Bronze Cosmos, a survivor of an age that shouldn't have been able to think in such complex terms. What else did they build that the sea has yet to reveal? The mechanism challenges us to reconsider the entire narrative of human progress. It is a mathematical poem in bronze, a testament to a level of engineering that we are only now beginning to fully appreciate through modern digital reconstructions. It is a ghost from a high-tech antiquity. High in the Bolivian Andes, on a plateau 12,000 feet above sea level, lies Puma Punku, a site that looks less like an ancient temple and more like a high-tech machine shop from another world. The stones here weigh over 130 tons. They are carved from gray andesite, a stone so hard it typically requires diamond-tipped tools to cut. Yet these were shaped 1,500 years ago with a precision that remains inhuman. Look at the H-blocks. The internal 90-degree angles are sharp, and the surfaces are glass smooth. There are kerf cuts and drilled holes just millimeters wide, perfectly straight as if sliced by a modern laser. The blocks fit together so tightly that not even a razor blade can pass between them. No mortar here, only mathematical and mechanical perfection. No mortar was used. Instead, they employed a keystone system, pouring molten bronze into T-shaped indentations to lock the blocks together. This is a technique seen in ancient Egypt and Greece, but never with this level of industrial perfection. Who were the architects of this stone fortress? And how did a civilization supposedly without advanced tools or iron achieve a level of masonry that challenges our own modern capabilities? Some researchers suggest they possessed a lost technology that allowed them to soften and mold stone like clay. Puma Punku stands as a silent challenge to our linear understanding of progress, a monument built with a precision that we are only now beginning to replicate. Was this a temple or something much more functional? A giant's puzzle left in the high-altitude wind taunting our modern engineering. How did they move stones of this size across rugged terrain? The answer may lie in a technology of weightlessness or stone manipulation that we have long forgotten. Puma Punku is the Andean machine shop, a place where the laws of history seem to have been suspended in favor of an advanced masonry that defies explanation. It is stone turned into digital-like perfection. Could the ancients have discovered electricity millennia before the modern age? In 1936, a simple clay jar found near Baghdad sparked a controversy that shocks the world to this day. This is the Baghdad battery. Dating to the Parthian or Sassanid periods, around 2,000 years ago, it consists of a clay jar, a copper cylinder, and an iron rod held in place by an asphalt plug. Modern scientists have proven that when filled with an electrolyte, like vinegar or lemon juice, these jars produce a steady current of about 2 volts. Was this a lost knowledge of electrochemistry? While some historians argue they were merely storage vessels for scrolls, the potential for practical use is undeniable. Evidence suggests these batteries could have been linked together to electroplate jewelry, applying a thin layer of gold or silver to copper objects with a precision that suggests industrial mastery. If true, it means the ancients were utilizing chemical energy nearly 2 millennia before Alessandro Volta was even born. The Baghdad battery hints at a deep, forgotten reservoir of scientific knowledge that was utilized in the workshops of the ancient world, then lost for 1,000 years. A shocking reminder that the past was far more illuminated than we dare to imagine. What else were they powering with these jars of electricity? Could they have lit the dark corridors of the pyramids, or powered devices we have yet to discover? The answer might be hidden in the dust of the Iraqi desert, waiting for a spark to bring it back to life. It is a humble jar with a powerful secret, a witness to a world where light and energy were understood in ways we are only just beginning to rediscover. Was it used for healing or for the creation of divine-looking artifacts? The battery remains a silent generator of mystery. In the arid, rainless Pampa Colorada of Peru, the earth itself serves as a canvas for the gods. These are the Nazca Lines, over 140 massive geoglyphs of animals and geometric shapes etched into the desert floor. These lines are so vast they are only truly visible from 1,000 feet in the air. The Nazca Spider spans 150 feet. Straight lines stretch for 30 miles, perfectly parallel and resembling modern airport runways. But they were created between 500 BCE and 500 CE. Thousands of years before the first airplane ever left the ground. The precision of the scale is staggering. How did a ground-based civilization manage to create these massive, perfectly proportioned figures without an aerial view? Look at the astronaut figure, a humanoid with large circular eyes waving toward the heavens. Some believe these are astronomical calendars pointing to the stars. Others believe they were landing markers for visitors from another world. Most archaeologists believe they were sacred paths for ritual walks, designed to be seen by the spirits in the sky. But the mystery of why they were made so large, visible only to those above, remains a secret buried in the ancient dust of Peru. A monument to a people who looked to the heavens for inspiration and etched their messages into the very crust of our planet. Who were they calling out to? And what were they trying to tell the stars? The Nazca Lines remain a giant message from a forgotten age, a testament to a vision that transcended the ground they walked upon. They are symbols of a deep connection to the cosmos, a desert prayer that has survived for millennia, a landscape turned into a celestial map. Buried for over 10,000 years, Göbekli Tepe is the oldest temple in the world. It is 6,000 years older than Stonehenge, built at the very dawn of humanity. The pillars weigh up to 20 tons and stand as a defiance to everything we thought we knew about our ancestors. They were carved by hunter-gatherers who, according to our history books, hadn't even invented pottery or the wheel. Yet here we find high-relief 3D carvings of nightmare creatures, scorpions, snakes, and vultures that seem to leap off the stone. This was not a city, but a pure temple, a cathedral of the Neolithic. There are no hearths, no trash heaps, only these towering monoliths. It suggests that religion, not agriculture, was the true spark of civilization. How did a supposedly primitive people organize thousands of workers to quarry, carve, and transport these stones across the Turkish hills? Göbekli Tepe is a ghost from our deepest past, reminding us that we were sophisticated, organized, and deeply spiritual long before we learned to farm the land. It is a mystery that rewrites the very timeline of the human story, suggesting that the drive to connect with the divine is as old as our species itself. Why was this site intentionally buried and hidden for millennia? Perhaps we are only now ready to uncover its secrets. Göbekli Tepe is the potbelly hill that holds the seeds of everything we would become. It is the beginning of our quest for the infinite, carved into stone at the dawn of time. A monument to the power of belief over the limitations of technology. It is a place where history begins, yet it feels like an ending to a much older, more advanced chapter of the human journey. It is the stone heart of the prehistoric world. Isolated in the vast Pacific, thousands of miles from the nearest continent, Easter Island holds nearly 1,000 monolithic moai statues, massive, heavy-browed figures that have guarded the island for centuries. Some stand over 30 feet tall and weigh up to 80 tons. How did a small island population move these giants across miles of rugged volcanic terrain without wheels or draft animals? Local legend says the statues walked. Modern experiments suggest this might be literal, that by rocking the statues from side to side with ropes, a small team could move them forward in a walking motion. But the mystery doesn't end there. While often called heads, excavations have revealed that these giants have full bodies buried deep underground, covered in cryptic petroglyphs that tell a story we are still learning to read. They were once even more striking, with inlaid eyes of white coral and pupils of red stone, wearing pukao, cylindrical top knots of red volcanic stone weighing up to 12 tons. Why did the Rapa Nui dedicate their entire existence to carving and moving these sentinels? They stand as silent witnesses to a civilization that achieved the impossible on a tiny, isolated speck of land. Each statue is a unique portrait, a link to an ancestor who watched over the people from the edge of the world. They are the Stone Kings of Rapa Nui, a testament to the power of human will against the isolation of the sea. What were they watching for on the horizon? The Moai remain silent, their secrets locked in volcanic stone. They are the guardians of a lost culture, staring eternally into the abyss of the ocean, a monument to the endurance of the human spirit in the face of the unknown. In 1898, archaeologists in Egypt found a small sycamore wood carving that looks strikingly like a modern glider. Found in a tomb from 200 BCE, the Saqqara bird has been a source of intense debate for over a century. Aerodynamicists have noted its airfoil wing shape and vertical tail fin, features that are common in modern aircraft but unknown in the bird carvings of the ancient world. While many dismiss it as a toy or a ritual object, others wonder if it represents a lost understanding of the principles of flight. Modern wind tunnel tests have shown that the model is indeed aerodynamic, though it lacks the horizontal tailplane for stability. Was it a prototype? A memory of something seen in the sky? Or merely a strange coincidence? The Saqqara bird suggests that the ancient Egyptians were experimenting with the secrets of the air long before the Wright brothers took to the sky. It is a wooden whisper from a past that might have been far more high-flying than our history books admit. Coincidence? Or a lost blueprint for the sky? Some researchers believe the bird is just the beginning, that larger functional gliders may have once soared over the Nile. It is a small object that carries the weight of a monumental question. Did the ancients master the air? The Saqqara bird remains a winged mystery, a silent glider from the sands of time. It challenges us to look up and wonder what else was flying in the ancient skies. Was it a model for a giant flying machine, or a sacred symbol of a god who could fly? It is a piece of wood that carries a dream of flight from the dawn of time, a message on the wind of history of, the past is not what we were told, it is what we find. Staying curious is the only way forward. Beneath the soft volcanic rock of Cappadocia, Turkey, lies a vertical anthill of human engineering, the underground city of Derinkuyu. This is not just a cave, it is a fully functioning city descending 18 levels deep. It was designed to house 20,000 people and their livestock during times of siege. Derinkuyu featured everything needed for survival: stables, wineries with vats, religious schools, and religious chapels with barrel-vaulted ceilings. Its most striking feature? The massive rolling stone doors, thick circular discs that could only be moved from the inside to block invaders. These doors weigh half a ton and suggest a sophisticated understanding of security and mechanics. How did they carve this labyrinthine city without it collapsing? The architecture is incredibly organized, with deep 55-meter ventilation shafts that doubled as wells, ensuring fresh air and water for those hidden below. Who were they hiding from? And how long did they spend in the dark? Derinkuyu is a testament to human resilience and a reminder that when the world above was too dangerous, we built an entire civilization beneath the earth. It is a city of shadows, a masterpiece of subterranean survival that remained hidden until a homeowner knocked down a wall in 1963. What other cities are still waiting to be discovered beneath our feet? Derinkuyu is the ultimate bunker, a stone shield against an ancient threat. It is a place where the human spirit thrived in the absence of light, a masterpiece of architectural endurance. A city that waits in the dark for us to find it again. Every artifact is a piece of a puzzle that spans across continents and millennia. In the Diquís Delta of Costa Rica, hundreds of perfect stone orbs litter the jungle floor. They range from just a few centimeters to over 6 feet in diameter, weighing up to 15 tons. These spheres are almost mathematically perfect in their roundness, shaped by pecking and polishing with sand and water over generations. Who made them, and why? Most were found in alignments pointing toward astronomical events or marking the approach to the houses of important chiefs. Their creators, the Diquís culture, left no written records, only these silent, perfect spheres. How did they achieve such precision without modern tools? The spheres look like they were turned on a giant lathe, but they were made by hand, stone by stone, with a dedication that spans centuries. Some believe they were maps of the stars, others that they held spiritual power or represented the souls of the departed. Today, many have been moved to museums and public squares, but in their original jungle home they stand as perfect, alien-like artifacts of a culture that mastered the geometry of the natural world. They are the Dikis orbs, a perfect mystery in a wild landscape. Each sphere is a marvel of balance and form, a reminder that the ancients viewed the world through the lens of mathematical beauty. They are the stone eggs of a forgotten wisdom, rolling through the corridors of time, a message of perfection left in a wild green world. What secret do they hold in their solid stone hearts? The spheres remain a silent, spherical enigma. The truth is waiting in the silence. It is waiting for us to listen to the echoes of the deep past. Ancient Sanskrit epics like the Mahabharata and Ramayana describe vimanas, flying chariots of the gods. These aren't just poetic myths. The texts provide detailed descriptions of craft capable of incredible speed and even underwater travel. The controversial Vaimanika Shastra mentions mercury vortex engines and weapons of blinding light that resemble modern nuclear blasts. Are these descriptions mere fantasy or memories of a forgotten high-tech science? The texts describe craft made of various metals, equipped with sensors and powered by forces we are only now beginning to understand. Some researchers point to these descriptions as evidence of ancient astronauts or a global high-tech civilization that vanished in a prehistoric cataclysm. While mainstream science remains skeptical, the technical detail in these ancient texts is undeniably fascinating. They describe a world where the sky was not the limit, but a playground for the gods and their flying machines. The texts speak of pilot training, of the metals used in construction, and the blinding energy that propelled these crafts across the heavens. Myth, or the echoes of a lost high-tech past? The Vimanas challenge us to consider that our ancestors' imagination was fueled by something more than just dreams. They are the golden chariots of a forgotten sky, soaring through the pages of history. What if the gods were simply pilots of a technology we have yet to rediscover? It is a story of flight that predates our own by thousands of years, a high-flying vision from the dawn of history. The Vimanas remain the ultimate chariots of mystery. Lost knowledge, forgotten science, chariots of the gods. The texts carry the memories of a high-tech world. Our final mystery is the most iconic of all, the Great Pyramid of Giza. 2.3 million blocks, aligned with true north with an accuracy of within 3/60ths of a degree, a feat of engineering that remains unmatched by any modern building. Inside the king's chamber, polished red granite slabs weighing 70 tons were lifted to impossible heights. How? We still don't know for certain, but the mystery grows even deeper. In 2017, the Scan Pyramids project used muon tomography to look inside the stone. They discovered a big void, a hidden 30-meter chamber with no entrance, sitting right above the Grand Gallery. For 4,500 years, this secret has remained locked in stone. The Great Pyramid isn't just a tomb. It is a giant engine of mystery, aligned with the stars and built with a precision that defies explanation. It stands as the ultimate witness to a civilization that achieved the impossible. What was the true purpose of the Big Void? A structural necessity or a chamber for a lost treasure of knowledge? The Great Pyramid continues to speak to us in a language of stone and stars, a silent monument to the limitless potential of the human spirit. What secrets are still waiting to be found inside its dark, silent heart? It is the granite engine of Giza, the eternal question mark in the desert sand. A monument that transcends time and space, challenging us to look deeper into our own history. The pyramid remains the ultimate stone-carved enigma. Stone and stars, a bridge across the ages. The Great Pyramid remains the ultimate witness to the impossible. These 11 discoveries are not mere coincidences. They are the scattered remains of a global, advanced civilization that predates our recorded history. A story of lost knowledge, forgotten science, and a future that can only be understood by looking to the past. The past is a locked door, and these artifacts are the keys. We have walked through the corridors of time, seeing the impossible made real in bronze and stone. Stay curious, for the truth is still out there, buried in the sand and the sea, waiting to be rediscovered by those with the courage to look. History is not what we were told. It is what we find. The journey doesn't end here. It only deepens. The mystery continues, and the next discovery might be the one that changes everything. We are the inheritors of a brilliant, forgotten heritage. Let us honor it by searching for the truth. We must look into the dark to see the light of our own history. Good night, and stay curious. The past is calling, and it's time we answered. This is just the beginning. The mystery continues.